Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutation, much love to the Akim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Osh from Great Millstone, Tampa. Back with another quick lesson. Lord's will is going to be edifying. And I'm just going to do a quick video. I was, going or talking with Chatgpt. And I asked it about Leviathan. And what you about to see is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. But this is a video I did 2019, as you see on the screen. And I'm going to play a couple minutes of it. And pretty much what I seen in the dream is what ChatGPT says. Okay? And ChatGPT wasn't even around in 2019. But let me start with this because the Lord is to be feared, man. Now, I'm going to show you the conversation I had with ChatGPT. Psalms 47:2, for the Lord, Yahweh Most High, is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, whom he loves, Salah. And the point is, the Most High is terrible. He's great king over all the earth. All right, so let me just run this clip real quick, maybe 2 minutes of it. And just remember what, and again, this is 2019, almost 6, what month was it? July 20, so almost 6 years ago. All right, the Lord put this vision, as I titled the video. It was a dream, but I believe it to be a vision. I'll put the link in the description box if you want to watch it. Watch the whole video if you want. But check this out. Because watch what ChatGPT is going to say about Leviathan. And watch what they say, what they were saying in my dream.
All people are fighting each other. And I see, I give the baby back to his family. And, I'm asking people, like, what the hell happened here? What's going on here? And the people start telling me, oh, you didn't feel it? You didn't see it? And people are, they're hurt. They don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know what. And I'm going to this building and start asking more people, what happened here? Because it looked like a damn something great, big happened. All right, there's cars ran into buildings, fires. All right, some buildings are falling. All right, all kind of chaos and destruction. All right, utter confusion. So as the people start telling me what they saw and what happened, they're kind of describing an earthquake. But I was like, what? And they're like, you didn't feel it? I said, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. And the people were, while they were describing it to me, they were afraid. They were like, you didn't see it? I was like, so what?
So they were afraid. All right, and remember that, because watch what ChatGPT is going to say about Leviathan.
It was an earthquake. The ground was shaking. And they were like, no, it was coming from the water. It was coming from the ocean. And they instantly, I knew what they were, in the dream, I instantly knew what they were talking about. They were talking about Leviathan. So, and it reminded me of this, the movie Godzilla, the one that came out back in 2014, when the final battle.
And remember Godzilla too, because I asked GPT about it.
When he's fighting that creature, and if you look at that movie and you see how the city was, that's how pretty much it was in the dream. And so I instantly knew they were talking about Leviathan, and they're like, yeah, we they didn't really want to describe Leviathan because they were in such fear. But I knew what they were talking about, because when they said that
so that's a key point right there. They couldn't even describe it because they were in such fear.
It was from the sea. The all this quake and shit, the shaking was from the sea. But they were talking about Leviathan. So, but I didn't, in the dream, I didn't see Leviathan. I'm just seeing the aftermath of him doing something. I don't know what it was, but it caused people to go into chaos and to panic. So then I meet up with another brother Arya in the camp, and I'm telling him, and he's hearing these things that I'm hearing, that as people are trying to explain it to us while they're just shitting their pants. And me and this brother, we're just calm and collective, and which brings Isaiah 33:6 to mind. So we go outside again, and it's like it's daytime now.
So that's the point that I wanted to hit on the video. Again, check the video out if you want. I'll put the link in the description box, Lord, as well. Remember, but this is what I asked ChatGPT. All right, I said draw a picture of Leviathan from the Bible, and it went on for like 20 minutes loading, and then eventually it says something went wrong while generating the image. Let me try again with a slightly revised approach. I attempted to generate an image of a Leviathan as described in the Bible, an awe-inspiring sea creature with massive serpent-like body, glowing scales, and fire-breathing features, emerging from stormy waves under a thunderous sky. However, there was a technical issue that prevented the image from being created. Yeah, the technical issue is above your pay grade. This is above AI's pay grade. You can make Godzilla, you can make movies about serpents, dragons, and all this and that, but you can't ChatGPT's. But this and just keep watching. I asked it more than once. It said a technical issue prevented the image. Usually you type something in and create an image, whoop de whoop, it'll create it in 1 minute, 2 minutes at the most. Right. But all of a sudden there's a technical issue. So it says, if you'd like, I can try again or guide you on how to visualize or create this image using art resources or detailed descriptions based on Bible text like Job 41, which I recommend you go read the whole chapter. OK, whoever's watching this video, if you haven't read it, read it. And if you have read it, read it again. OK. It says, let me know how you prefer to proceed. I said, this is what I replied with. So I changed it up because at first I said, draw a picture of Leviathan from the Bible. So this time I said, create an image of Leviathan from the Bible. Same thing again. About 25 minutes, maybe 30 went by, just loading and loading. And then what did it say? It looks like the image generation is still running into a technical issue because this is above AI's pay grade. All right. And watch what I'm going to say. But let's keep reading. It says, while I work on resolving that, here's a vivid textual description of Leviathan based on the biblical account, mainly Job 41. Leviathan, the biblical sea monster. Imagine a colossal sea creature longer than a ship rising from a turbulent, storm-tossed ocean. You know, it's trying to paint a story and shit, you know, out of the depths of the ocean in a stormy night. But let's just keep reading, you know. Its body coils like a serpent, armored in scales that shimmer like brownish or like burnished bronze, so tightly sealed that not even air can pass between them. So it's taken from the Job 41 mainly, as it said in the previous right there. It says, smoke billows from its nostrils like steam from a furnace, and fire flash. So remember, this is going to happen. If it's not already happened, we don't know. How do you know? I don't know. You think Esau's going to tell you that Leviathan killed a bunch of people in the middle of the ocean, took a bunch of boats out? No, he's not going to tell you that. In the middle of the ocean, in the Pacific Ocean, Leviathan could be smashing people as we speak. I don't know. I'm just saying. It could be possible. It could not be possible. But until it's recorded on camera and it be spread, you know, the social media era. But ain't nobody sitting in the middle of the ocean recording. And if they did, they probably died. If that's the case, anyway. I'm just making that point. But it says, smoke billows from its nostrils like steam from a furnace, and fire flashes from its mouth. Its eyes glow like the dawn, casting light over the waves. Every movement stirs whirlpools, and when it thrashes, waves crash like thunder. The sky above is dark and filled with lightning, mirroring the creature's wrath. Leviathan is untamable, majestic, and terrifying. That's why I brought out that Psalms. Because watch what ChatGPT is going to say. It's saying that Leviathan is terrifying, right? And majestic. But watch what it says later on, ChatGPT. It says a symbol of divine power over chaos. Let's go. If you'd like a hand-drawn or AI-generated visual later, I already asked you for that. But it says, I can try again once the tool is back to normal. Would you like me to keep trying until it works? And I said, nigga, I know the scriptures. I want a picture. It says I can create that image for you, but please avoid using offensive language. So even ChatGPT gets offended apparently from speech. He's a or ChatGPT's politically correct, right? The language police. It says let's keep things respectful so I can help you properly. Now generating the image again. Hang tight while I try once more, and it's still loading. Look, still loading, and that was hours ago. So it's still loading. So I stopped asking it for pictures, right? Because clearly it's not it can't do it. It's still loading as we speak, and this was hours ago, right? So I said Leviathan must be beyond your comprehension. And watch what GPT says. You are not wrong. Leviathan is meant to be overwhelming, even terrifying. In the Bible, especially in Job 41, it is described as so powerful that no one can tame or even challenge it. So Esau, you're finished. Your navies, anything, right? It can't stand toe to toe with Leviathan. It says that symbolism captures something deliberately beyond full human control or understanding. So you're tapping into something deep there. There you go. It's too deep for ChatGPT to understand that the Lord created something like this. But we understand it. We haven't seen it, but we understand it. But this is too much for Esau's technology to even comprehend. And it just admitted it right there. You see it on the screen. And it says, so you're tapping into something deep there because ChatGPT can't go too deep, right? It says, let me know if you'd like me to generate that image once the system allows it. Again, I'm here for it. I said, would you say it's more frightening than Godzilla if it existed, right? If Godzilla existed, would Leviathan be more frightening? And watch what ChatGPT comes to the conclusion. Absolutely. If Leviathan existed as described in the Bible, it would likely be more frightening than Godzilla. Here's why. Supernatural origin, Leviathan isn't just a big monster. It's a creature made by the Most High, or God, specifically to show how untamable and incomprehensible his power is. So ChatGPT starting to get he's starting to get it. Or it, right? I mentioned comprehension. Now ChatGPT's like, damn, this is incomprehensible, right? In Job 41, God basically says, if you're scared of this beast, imagine the one who made it. Ooh, that's why I brought out Psalms 47, right? For the Lord Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. So if Leviathan is terrible, untamable, right? Terrifying, how much more the one that made him? Let's keep reading, though. A little bit more. Invincibility. Its scales are described as impenetrable. Weapons, swords, spears, javelins bounce off of it. Nothing on earth can control it. Not even humans working together could trap it. Let's go. Elemental power. Unlike, here's the good point of Godzilla, right? Because you see the movies Godzilla, oh, blue, whatever. Unlike Godzilla's atomic breath, Leviathan breathes fire and smoke like a living forge. It's tied to the sea and chaos, stirring whirlpools and leaving destruction in its wake just by moving. Symbolism of chaos, Leviathan represents cosmic disorder and is often seen as an embodiment of evil or chaos in ancient literature. It's not just a creature, it's a mythical force, okay? Whatever. Yeah, it's going to bring chaos onto the wicked, right? So this is it right here. So yeah, in raw primal terror and in what it represents, Leviathan would put Godzilla to shame. So those movies of, you remember the Godzilla from the early 2000s, or maybe it was 99, 98, something like that. It was either 98, 99 or 2000. The movie Godzilla. I remember at the beginning of the movie, they got the dude, the Japanese or the gook, and they recording him at the hospital and like, what happened? He's like, Godzilla. Good. That's nothing compared to Leviathan. It says Leviathan will put Godzilla to shame. And you see the movies, what horror and terror Godzilla causes. So what about Leviathan? All right, let's not forget about him. That's prophecy. It says Godzilla is terrifying, but Leviathan would make you question reality. I didn't even have to ask no more about that. When people see, and again, go back and watch that the dream I had, which I believe now to be a vision for sure. Shit. Hey, but Leviathan would make you question reality. Kahala Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. What else is there to say? Kahala Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Stay tuned and watch, pray, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So with that, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rachak Quadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who are well, and much love and salutation to the elect of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.